It's time for the College Hockey Show! And now here's your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, and the degenerate Bostonian, Mike Warino.
Doesn't get to see that video. I gotta figure out how to do that. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to the College Hockey Show. I'm your host, Maxwell. With me, as always, the degenerate Bostonian, Mike Reno. Mike, we went and saw 2 games this weekend. But before we get into that, you went to Chara's retirement ceremony.
The coolest thing I've ever done. I've always wanted to do that for actually at Bergeron. I'd see him first before Chara. But whenever Berge goes up, I will do everything I possibly can to be there.
He'll be. Yeah, he's going.
Wait, it's just given the time. I just got to find the date.
Marchand too, I think.
I think so too. They had mentioned
maybe. I mean, his will be a lot longer though, because he's got like a lot of time left on his deal there. It's like a 6-year deal in Florida, so
that's amazing. Marshy's got time. Berge's soon. But to me, hearing him talk, bringing his family out, you could tell like it was kind of emotional for him. The crowd too, like the crowd was, there was no nonsense in it. It was just everyone kind of stood there in awe, was silent when someone spoke. I thought it was really cool. I said it's the first time I've ever done something like that. Been at one of those games.
Yeah, Mikey Grinnell was there too. Mike Grinnell was there.
He sat 2 sections to my left. I tried talking to him, and he had about 4 bodyguards kind of shoving people away. But I don't blame him. People were just mob seeing him from the get-go.
Yeah, he's so popular now. I mean, he's back hometown, so it's not like running into him in St. Louis. Hey, what's up, Daniel Berry? Appreciate you.
I drive by his parents' house a lot, and it's a mob scene. I'm like, come on, guys. He doesn't even live there anymore. Leave him alone.
That's wild, man.
But we love our hockey.
Instagram. I got Instagram live now. I thought I hit the Instagram's kind of all right. So Chara thing was good. Let's talk about you went to Merrimack, UMass.
Merrimack, UMass. Happy birthday, Daxton. I know you. You and your dad
are big fans of the show. That was Saturday. You went
Friday.
Oh,
that was the Friday game.
Okay.
Yep, it was part of their birthday party. It was pretty cool. I appreciate you guys tuning in as well, and thank you for the invite.
And UMass won that game.
They did, and handedly.
Well, 4-2. But
watching that game, that was the first period. I actually thought Merrimack was the better team, and after that, it was UMass kicked it in, and it. I don't know what happened. It was. But, I felt that game the better team won. I thought it should have been closer to 7 or 8-2. Her ball, second game back from injury, looks phenomenal. For those that remember, he carried the Czechs to back-to-back medals in the IHFs. He was not on this year's team. He's too old. But he did medal them twice. Now he's back from injury. So maybe this is a resurgence of UMass. They got their number 1 goalie back. They got their top line is now fully healthy. Maybe the minimum turn the season around. We haven't talked about them much. I didn't realize all their injuries. So
and then they won Saturday too. So 3-1.
I was 2 rows off the ice for the Providence BC game when Stiga got absolutely demolished. I was right in front of my face. That was one of the best hits I think I've ever seen at full game speed. Obviously, you slow it down. This is why I'm not an official. I wouldn't have called the penalty. You slow it down. Like, dear Lord, that's definitely head contact. But I think the NHL that I grew up watching and you grew up watching, especially with Scott Stevens flying across the blue in there, I don't think it would have been a call. But in today's game, absolutely the blindside hit, the head contact, etc. But was happy to see he's doing good. Another team plagued by injuries, though, was the Providence Friars with their goalie. A lot of goalies getting hurt this year, actually. Svedback, Ivanovic, Harbal, just guys that were also, preseason Richter talk. And everyone's kind of falling down. So I think that's a little weird. I don't know is that the new Madden curse? the Richter curse. I don't know. But
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so let's just jump right into that. There was some fights this weekend, and I'll say this, man. As these Canadian Hockey League players come down, they fight in those leagues.
Yep.
So the NCAA is going to have to allow fighting. I think it's an absolute joke that these guys got 2-game suspensions for BU Lowell. It's a one-on-one square up. It's 5 minutes. You want to give them a misconduct and kick them out of the game, that's fine. But I think you should be allowed to fight once in a game. And I know college hockey's never had fighting. And look, the Ivy League will probably never add it, whatever. But let those leagues dictate it. Because these kids, they grow up fighting.
Yep.
They grow up fighting in mites. So they're not going to care about the fight. And they don't give a shit about the suspension. It's not like it's not going to hurt their NIL deal. So you got to let them fight.
I'm with you there. I actually fully agree with you. The Ivy League guys are never going to let that fly. And that could simply, but you can change that for like, well, in tournament play, the rules are X. And then for interleague play, the rules go by home ice.
Here's the deal. We know everybody that knows anything about the fucking game of hockey knows that fighting keeps the cheap shit down.
Yep.
It's not about this. People don't understand. If you have a tough guy on your team, it's not about this guy going around and just being a homunculoid moron and beating the shit out of people. It's about keeping the other team in check so the dirty shit doesn't fly. The game is so dirty now because there's a lot more fighting or a lot less fighting. I think even in the NHL.
Yeah.
The game is a lot more dirty than it was 10, 15 years ago. Because yeah, I agree, Kevin. And it's hockey, not basketball. Look, basketball, throw them out. I get it. It's not part of their game. It's a part of hockey. It needs to be. It's a fabric of the game.
Gretzky was well protected. Messier was protected. Lemieux was
Messier
protected.
was elbowing dudes.
Yeah, Messier was. But like Neely wasn't protected. Neely was the protection. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's a rare exception. Like Ovechkin.
Yeah. Yes, another guy who doesn't need his own protection. But he's still in Wilson.
Ovechkin, you're going to cheap shot me, Svechnikov? Okay, I'm going to knock you out. And no one will ever fuck with Ovechkin ever again like that.
No, but they still had Wilson. He's despite him being really his own protection, he's still protected.
And they got the boogeyman, Dylan McElrath. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, they
Crosby
got guys.
Cook.
Yeah, you got to have fighters, man. They keep and look. You know, Bob Probert had 30 goals in a season. A lot of fighters are good. Ty Domi, like his stats went up as I think his last season was like he had like 24 goals. He had like the most goals he's ever had. So anyway, I don't want to get into NHL versus NCAA, but fighting needs to be allowed in the NCAA. It just needs to happen. The refs need to be shown how to break it up too. Don't break it up when they're trying to fight. Just let them fight. Let them fight. If you need to give an instigator, if another guy starts it unprovoked, then you can start looking at suspensions or whatever. But come on, man. Ridiculous. Anyway. And then I saw the line brawl at the end of the Bowling Green Lake Superior game. There ain't going to be any suspensions because nobody took their gloves off.
Nope.
It's like, oh, they didn't square up so they could just have like a fucking full-on Donnybrook. All right. Of course, they can't suspend all of them. So it's like, just allow fighting. Like, what are you doing? It makes no sense. Okay. Anyway, I that has to be a part of the conversation. Like,
I can't believe
it's not going to go away from the pro game. It needs to be. And what if you're going to call yourself the next level below the pro game, or the next step in evolution before you go pro in college hockey, you need to have fighting in the game. So. Guys don't need to get suspended 2 fucking games. Hockey East. Give me a break. You mentioned Stephen Peck for Minnesota sweeps, 43 saves, 3 goals. So that was the backup goalie we were a little bit worried about. I mean, again, I just think Minnesota is Minnesota this year.
Yeah. I think as a Wolverine fan, I'm excited. My goalie showed up, got me a win in overtime. So I'm happy. With that being said, Actually, I'm going to steal that phrase, Minnesota, because they are exactly mid. They have the number one strength of schedule this year. But with that being said, you are Minnesota. You are the third most decorated team ever. You should be at least 500. No excuse.
Yeah, they're mid. Good, Kevin. I said hey to you in the Instagram chat, so thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Kev.
All right. We said that Stiga injury looked kind of bad. Oh, wow. They'll get Ivankovic back as early as March.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was like a season-ending injury for him.
So I was reading probably, 2 hours ago. Coaches said we could get him back for the Big Ten tournament, which is wonderful news for us Wolverine fans.
By the way, Boisvert and Eddie were the two guys that fought in that game. Sasha Boisvert. That Boisvert kid, I believe, he's drafted by somebody.
He was drafted when he was playing for
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago has him, I think. He's going to be an awesome guy in the NHL. Right?
I think so. This year he's not having the best year, so maybe he comes back for another year, but he's ready at the same time.
He's 19.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, by the way, 6'3", 190. So he hasn't grown into his body at all.
No. That's what I mean. Like,
by the way, he's from Three Rivers, Quebec. Like, those guys grow up fighting.
I'm pissed. I used to, being in Massachusetts, they had something called, there was like growing up, there was the select leagues. If you made those, you could try out for the elite team. And there was something called the Metro League. And that's obviously taken a different spin as I've gotten older. But the Metro League had the same rules as Canadian hockey. And at mites, you could full body check. You could hit, you could fight. It was just how it was.
Yeah, you got to laugh. I mean, yeah. I'm okay with little kids not knocking the shit out of each other, but like, you gotta let them fight.
I'm okay with it. He starts creeping into middle school age, open up the game of hockey.
Darkness.
Oh my God, how you doing?
Darkness. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta allow fighting. Anyway, those two guys, Eddie and Sasha Boisvert, and Boisvert was drafted by Chicago. But he's not signed. And he was a first round pick, 18th overall in 2024's draft. So, no big deal.
Again, if I'm him, I'm taking one more year. I'm growing into my body. I didn't have a good year this year. And I don't see, no offense, Chicago fans, I don't see you guys exploding.
He has 3 goals, 11 assists in 16 games played. He's almost a point a game player. I mean, I don't, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but I mean, I think they want him.
-6, but that fucking whole BU team sucks. I'm telling you, these guys that came over from like Canadian Hockey League, they're having a harder time adjusting to the NCAA. And it, because they're playing, dudes, in some cases, they're playing 24, 25-year-olds. So they're still in college,
I want to say this. I'm not knocking the Canadian leagues at all. You come to the NCAA, you're playing a men's game. All right, you're a teenager at 18. You're a teenager at 19. You're a man at 25. Like, Providence Friars last year had 4 26-year-olds on.
Unless your name is Macklin Celebrini, then you're a man now.
Yeah, but I mean, a generational talent, right? It's at 26 years old, you're hurting people at 18. There's a difference, and I'm not bashing the Canadian leagues at all. By the way, there's a reason they're popular. There's a reason they produce.
No, this is just a good step because you know what? I think for a lot of these kids that are playing juniors, they're not even really ready for the ECHL, which is basically AA hockey. And, like in baseball terms, AA minor league, AA. AAA is the American Hockey League, and then you got the majors. But Yeah, I just think they really have to, if we're going to invite the Ontario Hockey League and the Canadian Hockey League, or the Canadian Hockey League as a whole, the Western Hockey League, the Quebec Major Junior League, and the Ontario Hockey League to come play in the US, we gotta kind of formulate the rules to kind of grow for the growth of the game. And fighting does not hurt the game.
No,
it only helps the game. And if you know about the sport, it's not barbarism. It's changed. It's changed so much too. So, all right. Anyway, you were talking. I interrupted you about Ivanovic because the starting goalie in Michigan.
Yeah, so he's still potentially out for the year. They're not saying anything, but there's a chance. Hey, early side, we get him for the playoffs, and so I'm excited for that. At the same time, if I've got a hot goalie, I don't want to sit him, but it's also hard for me to say my freshman superstar I thought was a shoo-in for the Richter winner to not bring him back. But that's a problem we don't know if we're going to have. It's something down the road, so I don't want to get into the hypotheticals.
Yes, Stephen Peck is 6'2" from New York City. He played for Muskegon in the USHL. I believe Muskegon won the USHL championship last year. I think Michigan's going to be okay. I know you're concerned,
And again, I'm not knocking Stephen Peck. It's just I think Ivan, when healthy, is the best goalie in all of college hockey.
I'll tell you right now, I'm actually going to be surprised if Michigan doesn't win the title this year because they just seem like the best team. We're just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Front to back, I think they're the best team.
I'm going to be shocked because I thought it was going to be Michigan State for a while, but it's not going to be Michigan State. So, okay, that's great news though. I do hope they get them back, and I agree with people saying, "Hey, you don't want to play more than one goalie or whatever." I get that. Svedback, ETA, another 5 weeks for Providence. Is that the?
He is their. He's also their goalie. They're hoping to have him back in 5 weeks. At the same time, Parsons and Mitchell, who are their current goalies in rotation, they got 4 wins. So
yeah, but they added that Michael Simpson guy too. Remember?
I'm sorry, not Mitchell, Simpson. Parsons and Simpson. Yeah, Michael. I'm getting their names mixed up. I apologize, guys. Yeah. I've been hitting the head a little bit recently.
Hard to keep track of 65 teams. I don't know how Mike McMahon does. I mean, he's there at Merrimack, so he gets that information right away. But
the 2 goalies they have, they've got 4 wins. So it's not like you brought in, you bet they're in great shape. So I don't think they're sprinting to get him back. And talking to him as he walks around, he's not in a rush either, seeing the production from his teammates. I think that's awesome too, because it's his last year of college eligibility. And then he's most likely a Providence Bruin next year. So we shall see. But I mean, as I said, it's been a year of injured goalies. It's crazy.
Yeah, Philip Svedback, who was injured last week in the game against Alaska. This was from CHN on the 11th. So, he's going to be out through, middle February. Colgate beats Princeton. Again, we thought, that there was going to be some moving and shaking in that whole thing. Did you watch any of that game? I didn't watch it.
I watched a couple of clips. I was out, but I was able to, kind of watch it on the USCHO app, see some highlights.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised with Princeton. I hope they get the sense of urgency. They've got teams ranked in the Ivy League, but they're also getting bashed because their strength of schedule is crap. So you've got teams in the top 15, but you have a bad strength of schedule. You have a bad win percentage, and you don't have enough chances for quality wins. So without, I look at UNH, they've got a pair of great quality wins, Michigan State, Penn State. So if they were to, if it comes down to Princeton versus UNH, most likely UNH is going to get in because they'll have a harder strength of schedule and they'll have more. The abbreviation is QWB, quality win bonus. So that would put them in. It's just an example. I'm pretty sure UNH is way out of it, or out right now. But I just want to give an example. But again, we'll see.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to call them.
Every year they surge at the end of the season. It's fascinating to me. The only time I didn't see them surge was COVID.
The night I went live without you, Michigan State did end up beating Wisconsin, and Wisconsin. Was that the first game? Did they play a
game?
Second
they played
game?
the second one on Friday. Sparty swept.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for Wisconsin. I expected more from them.
I expected a split. I really did. I'm like, those two teams are too good. Or I expected a pair of overtime games, something like that. It was, 4-1 the first night, and then the second night was tighter. But Wisconsin, you're at home.
No, it was 4-3 the first night, and then the next night it was 3. Oh, hold on. I just had it. The first night was 4-3. It was actually a close game. The second night it was 4-1.
Yeah.
They played Thursday, Friday. So I don't know. I mean, I know that's a little bit different for those kids.
But you're at home. Like, you didn't have to adjust.
No, I know. That's not a good.
Like, Sparty Thursday, because you have to go. They have the classroom rule. So Thursday morning, Sparty traveled. They didn't, day of, they're traveling. That's tough to play on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's get moving on to the next topic here. We talked, that's Michigan State. Providence over BC. Again, they swept them and they went up in the rankings. So you and I, we don't get
I don't get it.
Providence shot up quite a bit though, too, which is good. Good.
But they should. They swept a ranked opponent. I don't get how you get swept and still move up. I'm not going to understand that one. But it's a computer. We'll hopefully
you were at the game. Who looks? I mean,
BC looked like crap, like utter crap. It looked like, honest to God,
they haven't. I have watched them a couple of times this year. They have just not looked really good. Stiga is good.
He was good. Hagen's had some moments. Gasso's
back. I heard Mikey Grinnell talk about Hagens will be with the Bruins at the end of the year. Oh man, I think that's a mistake.
I do too.
There's no way I would be bringing this kid out. I would be like, no, take another year of college. If I'm Sweeney, I'm like, okay, but you're going to play in the AHL for fucking a year.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can develop him another year in college.
And look, the Bruins actually develop their players, and they draft well, I think. They've actually drafted well as of late. I like a lot of their – I mean, it feels like they develop their players. Like that's a part of their – like
right. And that's what I mean. I would let him sit. I highlight a guy like Jeremy Beecher. They pulled him after 1 year. Had he stayed, he would have played with Adam Fantilli. He would have played with Rucker McGrody, and he would have played with another top 3 pick that I'm drawing a blank on. When Fantilli, and next draft, I forget, he was like number 2.
Fantilli was like 4 drafts ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That's what I mean. They pulled Beecher as a freshman. They should have let him cook down there, because a lot of people don't realize he did a bunch of years with the Providence Bruins when he could have been eligible for hockey.
Yeah, Fantilli is 21 now, so he's been in the league like. So
Beecher would have been a sophomore when Fantilli was a freshman.
Yeah, he was in the 2023 draft, and that draft was the Bedard draft. And then the Ducks got Carlson, then Fantilli. You're saying Boston, they drafted somebody that year?
No, I'm saying someone out of Michigan got drafted after the draft after Fantilli. I'm drawing a blank, but like Beecher would have played.
Fantilli played for Michigan.
Right. That's what I mean. Had the Bruins kept Beecher for 2 more seasons at Michigan, which he was eligible for, it would have been with Fantilli and then another top 5.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Like
that one, I'm like, we rushed him and he's not with us. He wasn't that good. But like, we pulled them out.
Well, Rucker McGrady did play. He did play for Michigan as well, right?
Yeah, and it would have been like, that's what I mean. We they pulled him. That guy was a bad pick, but like I look at Donato, like we pulled him at the perfect time.
I don't think Donato. I think Donato is a good player. They just never let him. Well, he's a good player. I like Donato.
Oh, he's great. No, I think we pulled him at the
Having
perfect.
a great happen. He's doing good with Chicago anyway.
He was getting under a lot of fire, like local fire. It was like, why didn't you score tonight? Why didn't you do this? He needed to get out of Boston.
The Rangers got Gabe Perreault 23rd in that draft. He looks like he'll be a good. He fell to them. He'll be a good player.
Last minute of the game, that's the guy I want the puck on a stick. I will take him over Silvergreen.
I'm just saying, like, well, he's a really good passer too. But I'm just saying, like, when your dad played, I feel like some of these guys just have a better feel.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that year was the Ryan Leonard draft, by the way, too. He went 8th to the Capitals. So I actually was very happy because there's no question in my mind they would have drafted Matvei Michkov, and I'd much rather have I'd much rather have Ryan Leonard than Matvei Michkov right now. No, that's saying something. But Michkov came over early too. I think he fell because whatever. Anyway, okay. Kinesis over IIT. Okay. Yeah. They did well though. Penn State over Notre Dame, and McKenna looks good. I heard he looked good. It's Notre Dame. They're not good this year. I feel like if they didn't sweep that series, I would have been even more worried about Penn State.
But this was McKenna's first weekend.
They're going to be a tournament team.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm just saying McKenna's first weekend of having a plus.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That means he's starting to catch up to the game a little bit in the college, which is good. Look, always rooting for the kid. You know, the draft experts are still saying he's the number 1 pick. I think it's going to be that Stenberg kid.
I have problems with him going top.
I think it's going to be him, or I think the kid from. I think the defense thing, a big, powerful defensive player, is just as important now as that. So I could see that kid from North Dakota going too.
Yeah, he looks like a force.
Yeah. I mean, Jason Bukla, who's a scout for Sportsnet, has said some crazy things. Darkness says Stenberg goes 1, then you see a heavy run on NCAA players this draft. Yeah. Well, and look, and Darkness, Gavin McKenna counts as an NCAA player. So does the kid. Why can't I think of his name? We talk about him all the time.
I'm gonna blame the water.
So I will be in 10 days, a week. In 7 days, I will be with Mike. So, in fact, my wife was asking the thing, so I can just hold on. Let me look at my flight time. I get there. So I will be able. I arrive at like 11:54. So if we want to do the show next week for the recap, we may have to do that Monday.
Okay.
So we'll do it Monday because Mike is going to host the Thursday show on his own this week because I got some stuff going on. And then we'll just do the show Monday. And then we'll figure it out because if we're going to that Bruins game Thursday, we can't really do the show. We're going to have to do an earlier show. But I'll do it live from your house. We'll figure it out.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we have no choice. So, yeah, we'll do it. We have no choice. Okay. And I might just not bring my stuff. Like I'll bring my iPad and I'll bring my iPhone, but I'm not going to bring all my, stuff.
No,
Just go. Yeah. I just have a suspicion, Darkness, that's how it's going to go. I think there's enough to shoot holes into McKenna's. I still think McKenna's going to be a great NHL player. I think a lot of people thought he'd be up there in the Bedard, McDavid, Celebrini conversation, and I don't think he's going to be. He's probably going to be more like an Adam Fantilli, very good play. I did Fantilli. Some of these guys slow burn. Look, too, I was so sad to see Dean Evison get fired from the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I've heard that Rick Bowness, he's like a teacher, and so they've done a really good job. Like if you look at Columbus. All right, let's get back to the college hockey talk. Any other game that you really want to highlight? I just St. Cloud Duluth move up 7 spots.
That's a team like St. Cloud's. You never want to count them out. And I was, I've been on the record. I don't like Duluth. That's one of my, as a fan, I don't like them. They're a great program.
Right, but they're good. They're fourth over. I mean, they're good.
They are money this year. But St. Cloud is the only team that is in the top 20 that has a top 10 strength of schedule. So I thought that was, something to highlight. It was like, hey, wait a minute. They've had one of the hardest schedules all year. And, they're the highest ranked team. There are 17 per the NPI, and they have the 7th hardest strength of schedule. Denver, ranked number 10, has the 9th hardest strength of schedule. And after that, you kind of look at some easier schedule.
They swept Colorado College, did they not? They beat their
No, this week they had North Dakota.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they had Dakota. It was a good split there. But, I mean, as expected, those two teams would split.
Well, here's the NPI as of current. No big changes at the top other than North Dakota being in.
I think rightfully so, moving up a spot, you split with Denver versus Duluth, who split with St. Cloud.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, the Atlantic Hockey, as it shapes out, Bentley up on the top, Michigan in the Big Ten, Penn State, Michigan State. And Michigan State's higher ranked. Obviously, we like Michigan State over Penn State. If you had to pull my arm again, St. Thomas in the CCHA.
I think Augustana's got a chance to make the tournament this year. They're number 14 right now.
Yeah.
They've never made it. Love a new guy.
ECAC. They look like they're going to be good.
They put a hurting on Cornell. 4-1 at Cornell.
Yeah.
That is not an easy place to play.
Yeah. No. I mean, but that's just how good Quinnipiac is this year too.
They got an offense. They scare me. They really do.
I think Providence wins Hockey East.
I think UConn does. I think they're going to turn their. I think they're going to turn their gears around.
Okay.
And win the tournament. But I mean, Providence, got to give them credit. They have 0 seniors playing right now because Svedbrak's out, and he's the only senior on the roster. So, holy future for the Providence Friars.
Yeah. Not looking good for my UAA Wolves that I won. Oh. All right. Let's go back to the scoreboard. BC gets swept, moves up from 16 to 15. Again, I just think that has something to do with strength of schedule. And I think teams above them lost, right?
A lot did. A lot of them ahead of them lost. But I don't know. In my head, I'm like, all right, you got swept to a ranked opponent. Don't get me wrong, ranked opponent. The season ended today. Providence is in the tournament. Good for the Friars. I have a problem with you guys moving up, but it's a computer. It's not a committee making this decision. It's a computer making the decision. So per the math, they moved up.
Again, we get wrapped up on this. I'm not even going to start really putting a lot of emphasis in this because, again, we don't believe BU's a tournament team. We don't believe BC's a tournament team. Maybe BC is, but UConn. I think we kind of had some thoughts. Maybe we were hoping Arizona State. They're clearly not going to be. Again, if they did 32 teams like they should, all these teams would be in. But okay, we beat that horse every episode. I don't want to do it every time.
Do it again. No, it's hard not to though.
No, I mean it makes so much sense. Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? It's with all this NIL, you want to make more money. You know how you make more money? You expand the fucking playoffs. Anyway, God forbid they put me in charge of some shit. Okay. BU splits with Lowell. They moved from 20 to 16. That one's a head scratcher because UMass Lowell is not a good team.
Number 49 and a 63.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. But again, I do think Michigan's going to be fine without their goalie, man. And I think, like you said, they're going to get him back, maybe. So, and he's a freshman, big deal. And Cage maybe comes out this year, if Michigan loses early, if they lose in the tournament early or something, I could see them. But if they're where we think they are in the Frozen Four, there's only going to be 5 or 6 games left in the season by the time that April rolls around. There's never much left. So it's really like it's the guys jumping in. It's like Jake Gensel helping the Penguins win a championship his first year, type thing, getting him out of college. So Hage could do that for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not saying he won't, but I'm just saying like he's an undersized winger.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm him, I would stay another year even. It just depends. Okay. We talked about Michigan State over Wisconsin, Providence over BC. Again, I do think Providence can win that thing. They're always so good, and they have unbelievable fans. Penn State over Notre Dame. Again, they needed to do that. Like, there was no way they couldn't sweep that. Michigan Tech over Minnesota State. St. Thomas over Bemidji. We talked about that. Miami over Lindenwood over Stonehill. Is Lindenwood going to make the tournament?
I think skill-wise, they actually have a team that could flirt with top 20, but their strength of schedule is terrible.
Well, and it's just tough because they're an independent. I mean, these independents are not going to make. They're just not going to make the team. They're not going to make the tournament unless they have top.
You got an insane record. Insane.
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah,
and that's big reason why Arizona State jumped in. Is there was one year, it was before the winter break. They were number 13, and they were already mathematically eliminated from the tournament.
So you went. Oh, go ahead. You were talking about.
I was like, they were mathematically eliminated because their strength of schedule was so bad that even if they went undefeated, they still couldn't have made the tournament. And that's
they're 12, 11, and they would be in a 32-team tournament now. Because in Arizona State.
They sell tickets.
By the way, Maine, Bowling Green, UMass, Clarkson, Bentley, New Hampshire, Union, all in. Like all great schools too, with huge fucking fan bases. Anyway, okay. It'll drive me nuts until they do it. Because I hear the college football is going to expand to 16, which they should have done in the first place. Because everyone realized the first round bye is a dumbass idea with a bunch of college kids. And it's not pros,
I mean, in terms of sweeps this weekend, there really was only 2 I felt with Michigan State over Wisconsin and then Providence over BC. Everyone else kind of falls into place. Michigan Tech beating Min State, that meant a lot for the conference standings, but ultimately, the CCHA, it's really St. Thomas and Augustana's tournament or conference to win. It's nice to see new names because usually Tech and State are the 2 we're talking about, but I know bets wise, I wasn't too hot. You
went 1 for 3. You're down 2 units, but you're 46-25 on the year, up 14.48. So if you bet $1, you're up 14 units. That's pretty darn good.
And it stinks as I lost 2 overtime games. I got a post going the other way. I'm up 2 units on the weekend, but wasn't my favorite weekend to bet. I will say that. Coming into it, I'm like, it doesn't look good.
It's tough, man. Like to be as up, you're almost double on your bets. It's pretty good, man. I mean, it's pretty good. You gotta be on it. Okay. The current NPI top 20. We've talked about it. Again, I'm not even going to concern myself with this until like middle March. Like we'll talk about it every Monday or Tuesday episode. But we're not going to worry about it. So Thursday, Mike will be on his own. He'll be here for all his gambling picks. I'll get it all set up for you, Mike. Won't be able to do Instagram, but you'll be able to do every and you could go live on your own or whatever on TikTok. If you want to try to do that. And I'll do my best, but I won't be here Thursday. And then we'll do the show next Monday for the recap. And then I will be in Boston Tuesday at like midnight. So it's a long day of traveling for me. And then we're going to go, what games are we going to go to?
Thursday, we'd have the Bruins Flyers. Friday, we are looking at BUBC. That is not a Beanpot game. That is a Hockey East game.
I'm just happy to go. Yep.
Oh,
and then,
can't wait for that. Saturday, we'll be at UNH.
Right.
We'll be sitting right next to the commissioner of Hockey East. I'm seeing them play Merrimack.
Okay.
Sunday, we are at the Battle of the Bay State for Lowell and UMass Amherst. That's always a fun one. And then Monday, we're at the Beanpot. 4 teams inside the top 20.
And then I leave Tuesday, and I'm back home Tuesday afternoon.
You want to come to Boston and see a hockey game, huh?
Yeah. That's pretty much what we're doing. No, that works. That works, dude. I'm 100%. So,
and you're going to get North End Italian food 3 times.
Oh, my dear Lord. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I am so sick of this diet. So, hey, shout out also Hockey Illuminati. I bought this is that windowsill in Biz's house that Mincy ruined with his wet shorts. This money went to a Maple Leafs fan who was developmentally disabled. He died in a coma. Horrible story. But the money went to his family, to his wife, and she's in like a wheelchair or something. Anyway, hockey fans help out hockey fans. So, Darkness, I agree with what you said in the chat. I put it up there. Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate everybody. Excuse me for sneezing. I don't have a sneeze button. I could just turn off my mic. But we're going to end the show, so I don't need to. Mike, you got any final thoughts before Thursday's episode, which you will be doing by yourself, like I was last week? You'll be doing, which you'll be fine. You know how to do it. I'll get it all set up.
No, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Again, apologize, guys. I couldn't make it Thursday.
No, you had to be at Charleston.
I had to be at Charleston, guys.
Dude, I would have bought you a ticket if you couldn't have gone. Like, literally, you got to go. Like, I felt so bad because R.A., Brian McGonigal, couldn't go. His back's all fucked up. And he's like, I was at Terry O'Reilly's and one of my buddies got stabbed. He'd been at all these Bruins retirement, Neely, and all these other ones. So it's like, if you have a chance and you live there, you got to go. You know, if I lived in a hockey city, I would be going to fucking NHL games all the time because I like watching it live more than I like watching it on TV. It's way better.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah, it's way better. I tell everybody, if you don't like hockey, go to a fucking game. And then if you don't like it after that, go to a couple more games because you just went to a shitty game or something. Because there's no way. It's the greatest spectator sport out there. I like baseball too. I said baseball is a good one. I think now with the pitch clock, you kind of got to pay attention and stuff a little bit quicker. It's not as slow as a game as it used to be. But, you know, I feel like baseball and because football was fun when I went to an NFL game this year for the first time. It's a lot faster in person, but like football is great at home. You don't have to be cold or any of that shit. I mean, I was in Detroit, so it was indoors. It wasn't cold. But, you know, you got like hockey is the way. So I'm very excited. I'm excited. It's going to be good. And then the next trip we'll be doing is the Frozen Four. So excited for that too. Because we're going to the best vacation destination in the U.S., in my opinion, in Vegas. Because it has something, if you don't like to gamble, there's so much shit to do. And if you like food like me, it's the best food in the world. I mean, in the U.S. that you can go to. You know, that's
I have the word degenerate in my name. I don't think the last time I went to Vegas, I was there for 11 days. I went to a casino twice, and I was there for less than an hour combined.
Yeah, but you can go to the sports book if you want to go.
I don't even count the sports book. I wasn't even in sports books. I did so much crap in Vegas. As a guy who's with the degenerate's name, and I didn't gamble. I still didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. I've got like 6 things I got to get done while we're there, or I'm going to have to go back again.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, everybody. I appreciate you all. We're going to end on TikTok and here. I appreciate all you guys. Mike will be back Thursday. Then we will do a show Monday before I leave for Boston. And then I am out the door Tuesday morning. And I think my flight is very early. Oh, no, it's not bad. Like 10:05 a.m. Not terrible. So, but I don't get to you until like 11:54.
My time,
Tuesday
right?
night. So Wednesday is kind of that one day we have to kind of do whatever. And then, you know, so. Yeah.
No,
all right.
We're going to stuff ourselves with cannolis and veal parmesan.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I cannot wait. That sounds, I mean, yeah, just, I want to have options. So, yeah. And then we're going to a Bruins game. So I got to bring a Bruins jersey. So, all right.
Probably got you if you don't.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. Gotta go.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
See ya. Mike, you don't have to leave after. Let's just.